Congratulations on taking the very first step towards growing your money by investing it. Let's stop the video here before we jump into the details and acknowledge the fact that you have chosen to see this video, and which means you are ready to take control of your finances and are ready to take the next step towards growing it. And for that reason, the highest in me recognizes the highest in you. Now, this whole playlist is dedicated to everyone who has always been keen on investing money but has wanted someone to break it all down and start from the very beginning. So here I am. If you watch all the episodes in the series and follow all the steps, by the end of the playlist you would have made your first investment. This playlist is going to cover all the steps from step 1 till the first investment that you make in mutual funds. Now, the reason I'm picking mutual funds for this series is that personally it was a much easier concept to grasp in terms of the other investment options. Number 2, it didn't require me to have a lot of money to start. Even if you have 100 rupees, then it's a great place to start. Number 3, it is a much safer option if you're a beginner because it is a diversified investment. Don't worry, we'll get into what all of this means. Number 4, it doesn't require you to have a demat or a trading account. So it removes that barrier and lets you start right away. In this first episode of the playlist, we are going to talk about all the documents that you require for you to start investing in mutual funds. Now, even if for some reason you choose not to invest in mutual funds, it's a great idea to get all these documents in place because it sets a nice base for you to have access to other financial instruments and adds a blanket of safety to your personal finance in general. Now, for you to start investing in mutual funds, you will first require a bank account. So if you haven't gotten a bank account yet, I request you to watch the video where I talk about the best zero minimum balance savings accounts and the best interest rates. So be sure to check that out. If you do have a bank account, the next step is KYC. Now, I am definitely a little embarrassed to admit this, but for the longest time, I had no clue what even the full form of KYC was, let alone what it was for. So we're going to get into a little detail here of what KYC is, because it's a very important document to have, and it keeps your money a lot safer. So KYC is Know Your Customer. It's not just a good banking practice, but a regulatory requirement by the Reserve Bank of India, the RBI. Now, this policy is introduced globally and is a mandatory banking practice now. KYC helps banks prevent identity theft, financial fraud, money laundering, funding to terrorism, and more. But on a personal level, it lets your bank understand your risks and provide you more efficient service. KYC is everything from identifying a customer to monitoring their risks and transactions. KYC is needed when you want to open a bank account, get a loan, get a credit card, or invest in mutual funds. Now to the important step. For getting your KYC done, you need 2 things: your identity proof and your permanent address proof. Now, depending on your bank, they will give you different options for providing these proofs, whether it is your passport or your driving license or your ration card, or it depends on the bank and you of what you want to provide it. But once you have your identity proof and your permanent address proof, your KYC will be verified. KYC is important because the more your bank knows you, the safer they can keep your money. Number 3 is PAN card. Your PAN card is your permanent account number. This is provided by the Income Tax Department to all Indians. It is a 10-digit unique identification number, which is alphanumeric, which means it has alphabets and letters, and is the most important document nowadays. Since it has information like your name, age, and photograph, it serves as a valid identity proof throughout the country. PAN is also the best possible way for you to track your tax payments. Otherwise, it may be required for you to pay it multiple times since there's no actual way of verifying your payments. Now, since PAN is a unique identification given to each individual, its misuse is almost impossible for tax evasion or other fraud. Not just this, PAN also lets you avail utility connections like electricity, LPG, the telephone, or the internet. Your last one is your Adhar card. Now, Aadhar, in reference to the investment world, is used for Aadhar-based KYC. This is an option that all investing apps are now providing, which make sure that the whole procedure of KYC is now taking minutes instead of days, and makes the entire procedure more instant, seamless, paperless, and makes the onboarding of new investors a lot more easier. This brings us to the end of our first episode. I hope it provided you with a great checklist of every document that you need in order to start investing in mutual funds. If you don't have some of the documents, make sure to check the description box because I will try to add all the links that are required for you to get the documents in place. But if you do have all the documents in place, congratulations, you are ready for the next episode. If you're excited about this playlist, then make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any queries or doubts, you can follow me on Instagram or let me know in the comments down below.